Hi, my name is Andre Cohen, and I want to say thank you so much for joining us here at AM Horizons, where we work to help you free dumb. Now, first of all, as we go into these trainings, there's some things that you need to understand about our methods and how we work. First of all, we understand that people learn, change, and grow. As they go through their lives, they learn how to adapt to their environments, they learn how to become more effective individuals, and how to become better people. Ultimately, what we also understand is that all human behavior is goal-directed. That no matter where we come from, everything that we do is designed to help us reach and accomplish our goals. The next thing we understand and we want to explore as you engage in this training with us is the idea that no matter what someone does, they do it because it makes sense to them, even if it does not make sense to you. And lastly, what's important for you to realize as we go through these training tools and these training modules is that attitude is a response to a goal. And typically what people say or what people think about an attitude is that an attitude is some kind of emotional response to either getting what you want or being denied what you want. And what I'd like to offer you is that attitude is that and much, much more. And it is also much, much less, all right? So I want to spend some time talking about this concept of attitude. First of all, let me just share with you that my father was my pastor, and so I am a preacher's kid. My dad was my pastor, and so on Sundays, we would go to church from 7:30 a.m. to 11:30 p.m. We'd stop at 3 o'clock for chicken, not because we were black, but because chicken is delicious. So I knew that Sunday was church all day. Now, on Friday night, I'd ask my dad for the car, and because my dad loves me, what does he say? He says yes, because he wants me to be happy. And so I get the car, I go hang out with my friends, I put gasoline in the car, I come back home before curfew, and what does my dad say about my attitude? He says that I have a good attitude. Consequently, what do I say about my dad's attitude? I also say that my father has a good attitude. So Sunday comes along and so I'm preparing for church and I get a phone call from my best friend Dexter. And Dexter says, "Andre, can you pick me up for the movies at 12:30? Now, what do I know about church on Sunday? I have church all day. But I'm thinking, Jesus is my friend. You know, he can hook a brother up, right? And so I go to my father and I say, "Dad, can I borrow the car?" And what does my dad say to me? He says no. And not only does he say no, but he gives me a lecture about how I'm leading people to hell. Right? So every negative consequence in my home, the ultimate consequence was that you were going to hell. And either you could go on your own or my parents would be more than happy to show you the way. So I say that my father has what kind of attitude? I say that he has a negative attitude, and consequently, what does he say about my attitude? That my attitude is also negative. All right? So I have a bad attitude. My father has a bad attitude. However, on Friday night, I had a good attitude, and my father also had a good attitude. So what is it that actually determines or drives or creates one's attitude? It is ultimately the goal. I don't know if you've known teenagers, if you've been around teenagers, or if you've ever been a teenager yourself. But one of the things that you know about teenagers is that when they get what they want, it is almost as if they're a cuddly cat, right? I mean, they get up next to you and they want to cuddle, and sometimes you'll see like little drool coming out of, oh, that's my cat, sorry, right? But teenagers are like that. But when they're denied access to what they want or they can't get what it is that they desire, then they become this cold, nasty kind of person that you just kind of wonder, do I know you? Who are you, right? And so if I'm a person that is a helper, if I'm a person that is trying to aid someone in accomplishing their goals or trying to change their attitude, the first thing I must understand is when I encounter someone with a bad or a negative attitude, I know one thing about them for sure, that they are not reaching what? Their goal. And so the goal becomes an important and crucial part of helping them to change how they respond and how they see the world. To ultimately change their attitude, I must help them change their goal. Now, here's the part that we mostly get stuck on, particularly those of us who are adults and we work with children. We want them to change their affect. We want them to change their behavior in some kind of way, when in actuality, what we need for them to do is to change their goal. Now, when I encounter someone with a bad attitude, I have two responses. The easiest to help them have a good attitude, the easiest thing for me to do is to help them get what it is that they want. And then they will have a good attitude, right? So that's the first thing. The second thing is this. What if the goal that they have, the thing that they're trying to accomplish, they don't have the resources for, they don't have the ability to do it, or it's just not playing good for them? Then what becomes my role as a helper to this individual? My role then becomes a person that becomes a facilitator to help them find a new goal. And so when you encounter someone with a bad attitude, you have two responsibilities. One is to help them achieve their goal, if that's possible, or secondly, to help them find or change their goal.